Hello everybody, this is Conquering History Games and welcome back to a new campaign and a new mod on the channel. Today we are going to start playing Crusader Kings 2, a Game of Thrones version 1.9. This is a mod that I've wanted to get on the channel in some sort of form for quite a long time, so I'm pretty excited about that. And we are going to be starting by playing one of my favorite characters in the Song of Ice and Fire lore, Daemon Targaryen, aka the Rogue Prince. So I know a lot of you who are watching this right now if you've been a subscriber on the channel, you've seen some of my other Crusader Kings 2 stuff, but maybe you are not familiar with the world of Ice and Fire. So I'm just going to do a little bit of background explaining how this world works. So this is a fantasy realm. Think something in the realm of like Tolkien or the Wheel of Time, where these are made up people and continents and societies and things like that. Although in many ways it is influenced by events in our own world. Let's actually go to the start date that we are going to be at. Now, there are two main continents here in the world of Ice and Fire. The first one being Westeros, which is this really long vertical one here. And then there is Essos, which is the huge horizontal looking one over here. We are going to mostly be concerned with Westeros in this campaign, although a little bit in Essos as well. Now, this huge black, kind of blackish gray area here called the Iron Throne is a reference to the crown, I mean not the crown, to the throne of the person who rules over this entire region. It's called the Iron Throne because it's several swords that have been melded together. They've melted together to form a chair of iron. When somebody who was called, this family called the Targaryens, came over from Essos, so like basically historically the family was from Essos, and they came over here to the west and end up subjugating almost the entire continent, except for Dorne down here. So these Targaryens, this dynasty ends up ruling this continent for hundreds of years. There's going to be a lot of spoilers throughout this, by the way. For not only the main series of A Song of Ice and Fire books, but also extra materials such as the World of Ice and Fire, The Princess and the Queen, the Rogue Prince, obviously, etc., etc. So, it is the year 8106, which is... oh, I'm actually in the wrong start. Okay, it's the year 8106 at the moment, and... oh, let's actually pick my guy. It's the year 8106, and the Targaryens have been in control for a few generations now. And I am going to be playing Lord Daemon Targaryen of Daemon's Host, who is the brother of the current king of Westeros, or the Iron Throne, King Viserys. So he's 29, that's my brother. I'm over here, the younger brother at 25. So, as often happens in these royal type houses, the younger brother is upset because he is not the heir. He is not in direct line for the throne, although something that exacerbates this frustration is that if we actually go to Viserys here, well, I'll show it when we get inside. In fact, let's actually go into the game now before I continue to talk. Let's see, load rules, I think it was slot 3. Okay, here we go. So, my older brother, Viserys, does have a child, but it is not a boy. It's actually a girl who he has declared to be his heir, and that's causing some friction. Oh, looks like they actually have a... don't worry about the checksum thing. I've already tested it. Everything saves fine. So the Rogue Prince here. In the early part of Viserys I's reign, his chief annoyance was his own brother, Prince Daemon Targaryen. That's me. Daemon was mercurial and quick to take offense, but he was daring, dashing, and dangerous. He was one of his brother's brashest supporters in the Great Council, some say motivated by the belief he would be heir. However, Rhaenyra was named heir instead, and now King Viserys has remarried to Lady Alicent Hightower. Seemingly grown tired of waiting for a crown, Daemon is now determined to carve out his own kingdom. In this, he and Corlys Velaryon have made common cause thanks to predations of the Three Daughters, or the Triarchy. This fledgling alliance of Lys, Myr, and Tyrosh is menacing the trade floating through the Stepstones, and the Rogue Prince has pledged to stop them. We have received word from Dorne. Prince Cohen has led them to join a coalition in defense of the Three Daughters and has issued a declaration of war. and my king brother has just contributed a little bit of money. Okay, so we are immediately at war with the three daughters as well as this Dornish area down here. So that actually kind of complicates things that she's joined in. But let's go back to the lore for a little bit here. So anyway, as I was saying, so this is the current king, and he has a stillborn son, Balon, but his main heir is the 9-year-old Rhaenyra of Dragonstone. So she's living up here. This is the traditional Targaryen home, by the way. Over, wait, no, it's Driftmark. Here we go, Dragonstone. This one over here. So she's the heir, and I am not, and so I am very annoyed by that. And I have decided to go in with this guy, Lord Corlys the Snake Valerion, another very cool character. He's one of the richest men in the kingdoms. He is like me, a Valerian, meaning that ethnically he is descended from the specifically like this area in the east, and so we are imbued with magical powers and whatnot, which is a whole other story. But because he makes a lot of his money in the trade, and there's been a lot of pirates, and then even after the pirates, there's stuff with the three daughters exacting tolls here. We've decided we are going to take the Stepstones for ourselves, or more specifically, I am going to take it for myself, and he is going to help me. One of the reasons besides trade is that we are actually kind of closely related. So if we were to, for example, look at his... What the heck? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, his wife, Lady Rhaenys of Driftmark, she's a Targaryen. So, real quick, there is dragons in this world. Targaryens are basically the family that usually has control over them. In fact, if we actually were good to go up here, I'm trying to remember where it says what the rules are of the Targaryens exactly. But you know what? Let's just go through the traits. So let's start there. There's just a lot of new information. And what I'm going to actually do with this series, unlike most of my series where I record several episodes in advance and then I start to upload them, I'm only going to upload one episode at a time for a while so that I can see any questions people post in the comments, and I'll answer them and then continue and try to answer them in the next video. So there's a lot of traits this guy has. He is a brilliant commander. He is an organizer, an inspiring leader, a flat terrain expert. He is quick, meaning very smart. He's attractive. This guy fucked everything it moves, so yeah, he's probably pretty attractive. He is a dragon rider, so this is really key. This person controls a dragon. Dragons were discovered some 5,000 years ago by the Valerians in the 14 Fires, a ring of volcanoes on the Valerian Peninsula. The Valerians mastered the arts of raising dragons and used them as weapons of war to carve out a massive empire. So, a dragon rider's dragon is denoted as their friend. Dragons can be used in battle and sieges using character decisions. Upon a rider's death, their dragon may be inherited by their heir if they are a capable adult, else the dragon will establish a lair. If their location doesn't have a dragon pit, they may also fly to the dragon mount on Dragonstone. Enemy dragon riders can meet in duels. Generally, the side with the greatest combined dragon strength, in essence, martial score, will win. Moral damage, moral defense, plus 40%, monthly prestige, plus 1%, martial plus 4, vassal opinion plus 10, opposite trait opinion minus 25, and ambition opinion minus 10. So a lot of stuff going on there. He's a knight, which gives us a lot of bonuses. A skilled fighter. He's brave, wroth, proud, lustful. Yep. He's authoritative, which increases his dragon taming chance. He's ruthless and cruel, but not ambitious, which is kind of interesting. Maybe they took that out because for all of Daemon's faults and all his greatness and his faults, in fact, that's one of my favorite quotes about him in the books, is Targaryens are either monsters or great men, and Daemon was both. He never tries to like coup his brother or anything, at least not as far as I remember. He would love to be his heir, but he's not going to ever actually attack his brother. And though they had several falling outs over the years, he does not ever like draw the sword against him. So, oh yeah, and we're also married to Lady Rhea the Bronze Bitch up here in this section of the world, the Eyrie. This is just kind of a marriage that we've been running away from for a pretty long time. We don't see her. As you can see, we have no children, and we better not have any children because I'm a long way off and plan to be for a long time. Anyway, I probably should just start playing the game, you know. So let's have you oversee the realm. Let's sow some descent. Let's try down here in Dorne. And we're going to collect some taxes. Oh wait, I don't own any land. I can't collect taxes. Or oversee construction. Let's train the children, even though I don't have any yet. And let's build a spy network over here. So, character focus, war. We are in the middle of one. Pick an ambition. We're going to go with... We'll win the war, right? Give me martial and a bit of prestige. It's an easy one. We don't have a septon. Oh yeah, we can't get a septon yet either. Serve the court. Okay, auto-assign commanders. Alright, enough chat. Let's actually go and fight this war. Now, you'll notice I've got about 9,300 troops. Let's see, I already read that. It just says that I am of blood of old Valyria, which is significant. All hail his grace, Viserys of the House Targaryen, the first of his name, king of the Andals, and the Rhoynar, and the first men, lord of the seven kingdoms, and the protector of the realm. I will say, long live the king. I'm just a little annoyed that I'm not his heir, but I'm not going to curse his name. He wants to institute minimal feudal taxes. Sure. Sure, everybody loves him for that. Now, this three daughters that we are fighting against is an alliance of a few of the free cities, as it said, you know, Tyrush and Myr and such. So this is going to be a little bit tricky to deal with, because as you can see over here, they've already got 1,200 men waiting, as well as another 2,600 here. They've got 67 here in Tyrosh, but their morale is still very low. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to bum rush this army very, very quickly. Now, usually this is something I would never do because, you know, doing an amphibious landing in the medieval world, it's not going to go well. So as you can see, I would have very, very significant penalties. But we are now engaged in battle, and I actually noticed that my organization is higher, which is nice. What we could do here is we could deploy a dragon in battle. So this is the great equalizer. The field of fire. The enemies are beyond counting. Their ranks reach beyond the horizon, armor shining in the midday sun. Your dragon roars in an eager anticipation, and you cannot help savoring your victory. So you can always just back off, but you usually will want to deploy him, and then he's going to get prestige. This is my dragon, by the way, Caraxes the Bloodworm, who's an incompetent commander, apparently. But what this will do is it will instantly kill 10% of the commanded troops on each of the flanks, and they'll all get minus 40% morale, which should be an instant win for me. But the thing is, there's always a 3% chance that they can get maimed and a 6% chance they can get wounded. Now, a wound they can eventually recover from, but if they're maimed, it's practically useless because it can't fly anymore. But we're going to do this. As you can see, yeah, just basically instantly blunted the army. Okay, wait a second. It's actually taking a little longer. It's because I'm going slow here. So like, yeah, look what happened. The Battle of the Bleeding Tower. We took 86 casualties. They took 4,100. Very, very good. But they have such an enormous army here with their defenders that we actually can't besiege that area, which is pretty annoying. So what I want to do is let's head over to the mainland and help besiege some of these areas here. What is this? He wants to place me on the council as chief general. Not right now. I'm a little bit busy, brother. Not that Damon doesn't have experience working on the small council. He's been master of laws and so forth. It can be lonely during a long war campaign. Who can blame a man for having someone to warm his bed at night? Though it turns out one of my liaisons has resulted in a child. We can name her a liar. What of it? She should be honored. I will adopt the child into my household. I'm just gonna say what of it she should be honored. There were things known as dragon seeds. There were the Targaryens would just kind of leave bastards around, and it was just sort of, okay, congratulations, you've got like the blood of a god running in your kid now. But they wouldn't really take care of them until events that happened during the war later. So, travelers bring rumor of fire and blood. They say that the dragons live once more, and that King Viserys Targaryen now rides Dreamfire into battle. Does the world have enough room for another dragon wire? Don't bother me with such news again. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. It's because it's character of interest. So you see, Corey's Valerian over here just got effed up pretty bad. and what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually sit here for a minute and get our organization up. That's not an important event, but we're gonna get our organization up a bit while we besiege this area. And if he comes at me, which he is, then we will deploy the dragon. But they've definitely got quite a few soldiers. All right, here we go. Deployed in battle. Drakaris. Lord Master Kolio Zoskan of Kylos tried to slay your dragon and failed. He was beaten back by the flames and was severely burned. Fool! Bakeru, gomeru. So it basically is an instant win. But you know, again, we can only roll those dice so often, so many times. So I'm probably not gonna say. Oh, that's weird. I guess that was reinforcements by sea coming in. That ended badly for them. But I'm probably never going to deploy the dragon in a siege. We've got to save it for battles. Even the original Targaryen king, Aegon the Conqueror, never used all his dragons. Now, that was a guy, he had 3 dragons. So 3 dragons, especially when your opponent has no dragons, will definitely help you conquer an entire continent relatively easily. I am the rightful ruler of the 7 kingdoms, and King's Landing is the integral part of that title. It should be mine. So we just got a good claim on King's Landing, and as you'll see here, we do have strong claims. These will be inherited by my successors. So what kind of the long-term plan here is if we cannot make it so that we inherit the Iron Throne, we probably will start what's known as the Dance of Dragons ourselves, the civil war for the Targaryen throne. I mean, for the Iron Throne between the Targaryens, which was a vicious war because both sides had dragons. And the realm definitely bled quite a lot as a result of it. A lot of Targaryens sure did too. Alright. So, I probably won't wage it against my brother, but if it goes to his heir, and we're not in on that. Actually, that reminds me. So I wanted to see. Good, I can plot to kill my own wife. Let's kind of clear her out of here, so maybe we can actually get somebody who's good and more worthy of the blood of the dragon. You know what I mean? So, in terms of war score, we're doing very good so far. We do not actually own any of the Stepstones, and we have not fought the Dornish yet either. Pierce of Black Bog, Spy Master of Lord Paramount, has been sent to Storm's Inn to investigate rumors or plot. Maybe he should be silenced before he finds out about my plot to see Lady Rhea, Bronze Bitch, dead. Alright. We're gonna go in now. Let's take out this army. They're really suffering. We're doing good so far. And we got about 2,200 men from the Driftmark who are assisting us, which is nice. Ooh, we could send for a Faceless Man. So the Faceless Men are people who, these are basically assassins who, if you hire them, that person's dead. They're already dead, they just don't know it yet. First off, we're going to deploy the dragon in battle. Tried to say my dragon and failed, but how does this work? It's been a while. I have played this mod before, but older versions, and I know that they sometimes tweak and shift some things. So we'll find out what their price is. Now, the thing is, Faceless Men are prohibitively expensive, but it's a guaranteed kill. They will kill anyone in the world. Okay, this guy wants to talk about heresy. I ain't interested in heresy. Alright, this might be a case where I do, yeah, you know what, we are going to use the dragon for just this siege right here. Okay. We were not able to capture the main guy, though. Let's come up here and deal with this army real quick, and then we're going to go besiege Myr. I don't know if we're going to be able to necessarily win over the Stepstones if we don't occupy any of the land, but if we just cripple their armies and prevent them from laying siege to the land that we've taken back, like they can't counter siege, basically, we'll be fine. This one can grant the gift of death for the right price. After standing in the shadows for a while, the hooded man finally speaks. This one is not able to give a price that would fit. This one must now leave. Okay. A little weird. Alright. So far, all my rolling of the dice has been going very well. My dear friends, this is Corley's the Sea Steak. I wish to give you the honor of sending my child Laenor to you in Driftmark, making him your ward. I can think of none better to teach him and to nurture him into a good man. Now, is Laenor already gay? Because he was gay. Squire. Yep, there it is. Homosexual, which eventually would cause problems. He also is not engaged. Now, I was going to say historically, but in the lore, this character, Laenor Valerian, he ends up, you see, because the Targaryens can be quite incestuous, but they don't always stay incestuous. But when they do go out, they try to stick with the High Valerians. This character would historically find himself married to Princess Rhaenyra, and that has to go back to an earlier conflict over who was supposed to inherit the Iron Throne, and it was seen as a good way to reconcile the two families in a permanent way, because friggin' Laenor here's mother could have potentially been queen, and so by marrying her son to the current king's daughter, terrific way to reconcile the two families, right? Here's the problem. Laenor was gay, and the children that were produced from that union were absolutely not his, because if you've got two blonde parents with purple eyes, and the kids come out with brown hair and brown eyes, something's a little bit up. And that is going to cause problems. But we will raise the fine young man. We could do something with him. It's still a good marriage. He's still a good marriage partner, So we took care of that army. Let's come over here to Mir, and I think if we can besiege... I think if we can at least grab a couple of its holdings, we'll be in a good spot. That might be enough to win us the war. Let's also speed it up. We might be able to wrap this war up in the first episode. Right, Lordship. Okay, that was weird. Alright, it looks like we do not have the men required to do this, but we could deploy the dragon. Defending troops take 50%. Oh, yeah, let's do that then. So, yeah, we just killed half the men in there. Even though, like, in a normal Crusader Kings 2 game, we would not have been allowed to besiege that. We could deploy it again, but we're just going to let it play out for the moment. And I think grabbing Mir should be enough. And my wife just went into hiding because of me trying to kill her. But this is going terrific. 84%. Oh, they're beginning to counter siege though. So what I think we need to do next is, because this war is in theory for the Stepstones, So let's kill this army here. Okay. And then we will go down to the Stepstones, maybe grab one or two of these actual islands, and that should be enough for us to win the day. So this campaign has been easy pickings. Swinging my sword over the plains is a pleasure, and my fellow soldiers are equally jovial, surrounded by the blood of our merman enemies and the cries of battle. Look, enemy commander Dianero is hiding. Someone suddenly shouts, pointing off in the distance. So this guy has 55 personal combat skill. Do I want to play that game? Oh, I've got more than double that. Let's go after him. He breaks his charge and flees. You pursue, but lose track of him in the chaos. Okay. My troops get a plus 10% morale, so we definitely have this locked down. Okay, that's 99%, but if it's at 99%, allows 75% war score from battles for attackers. Okay, so taking one more holding should be enough. We'll just assault this. And there we have it. Well, we didn't even have to actually physically take the Stepstones. We'll now offer peace and enforce our demands. We're going to get 250 prestige off of that. We have now usurped the title Lordship of the Sunstone from Ternisio Scythian. Prince Daemon's invasion of the Stepstone has ended. Lord Daemon of Daemon's host has won. We fulfilled the ambition to win the war. That's great. We've received word that the dragon Vhagar, owned by Laena Valerian, has died in Riverrun. Apparently, she just one day fell asleep and never woke. So that's a damn shame. So Vhagar here was the oldest dragon that was still alive. Was actually one of the ones that originally helped conquer the continent. As you can see, it was 158 years old. That's too bad that it died. As you can see, like, it had a martial of 86 compared to, like, my dragon, which was 51, and we saw what kind of dragon it does. So the legend fades. So let's come over here to our intrigue. I guess the first thing we should do is let's hold a coronation ceremony, since I am a king in my own right. The time has finally come for me to be officially recognized as king of the Stepstones. In order to do this, I will need the support of the faith, but convincing authoritative members will neither be easy nor cheap. To begin the preparations, I should find a priest willing to crown me. Alright. Only the High Septon is fit to crown me, so basically the Pope. A few more things we gotta do here. Okay. We need to... Wait a second. Sunstone is my... I think I gotta... I gotta raise some fleets so I can actually move my army over over there. Back, onto my islands. What is going on here? Tall Trees Town. Looks like there's some other war going on over here with the three daughters. So, to the excellent King Damon of the Stepstones, I shall be honored to officiate His Grace's coronation. I eagerly await His Grace's instructions regarding date and manner of the ceremony in order to better prepare myself for this sacred duty. Marvelous. Now that I have a distinguished member of the faith to officiate my coronation, I must decide how much do I wish to spend for the ceremony leading up to it. It will be extravagant, so I'm going to basically bankrupt myself on this damn ceremony. It's fine, right? We can just tax people, right? Oh, we need to pick an ambition. We want to have a son. Who is this? Sir Otto Hightower. Ah, yes, my rival. So Sir Otto Hightower, as you can see, he's a bit older than me. I think 13 or so years older than me. He is the current... Well, I don't know if he's currently the Hand of the King, but he is somebody who is a very close advisor to my brother, King Viserys, and whose daughter... Oh, that actually was a mistake. I didn't mean to do that. So let's... Okay, we'll go over here. Go to the vassals. There's Otto. Where'd he go? We'll just search him over here. Oh, wait, I just realized this is an easier way to do it. So his current wife, as was mentioned in the intro, is Queen Alicent of the Iron Throne. And her father is Sir Otto Hightower. So the Hightowers have been, they've been trying to manipulate their way in to the family tree. So, Otto Hightower has done pretty well for himself. He's going to have a grandson, in theory, who may or may not be on the throne. Of course, there's the little problem of Princess Rhaenyra. I wonder, can I check something here? Oh, I'm not single. I was just trying to see. I should be able to betroth myself to my niece. Of course, I'd have to ask, my brother. But believe me, a niece and nephew relationship is relatively kosher compared to some of the other relations that the Targaryens would have. Usually, it was full-blown brother and sister. So we can create the High Lordship of the Stepstones if we wanted. We do have the Kingdom of the Stepstones here. This is a brand new title. Now, what I'm thinking here is maybe we could go after either Dorne or the Three Daughters while we kill time, seeing what's going to happen with the Iron Throne situation. And because this is a King tier title, if I ever get the Iron Throne, we'll be able to incorporate that easy because, like, if we look at the de jure regions, there's Dorne, Tyrosh, Myr, Lys, the Stepstones and stuff. But this could be slightly confusing. The Iron Throne is technically an Emperor tier title, as you can see here by the logo. So you're a king. You're technically called king, but you're really an emperor. So let's just do a little bit of housekeeping before I end this first episode. Like I was saying, we're gonna come over here. Prince Corin of Dorne is coming, and of course, so is my brother the king. Only a few more days remain before I am crowned king before the gods and all my subjects. My court is filled with distinguished guests. Both vassals and foreign dignitaries come to bear witness to this fundamental moment of my reign. Such a lavish ceremony is a rare spectacle to behold, even amongst royalty. Got some pirate lords coming, and knights, and all sorts of things. Unhappy with their leadership, mutineers have risen up on Bloodstone. So this was something that sort of became a problem. You see, the Daemon, his kind of personality, he's all about the conquering. He's all about getting his sword wet. Administration, though, not as fun. So, High Septon's presence for my upcoming coronation has lured an entire flock of scholars and theologians in my court. While most of them keep their distance from the nobility, I have had the chance to overhear a few of them discussing about the most intriguing metaphysical subjects during the evening. I will keep listening to them in the shadows. That'll give me some more intrigue. Henna, spymaster, has been sent to investigate rumors of a plot. A curious visitor came to my court, a wandering scholar who traveled to Sunstone after hearing news of my upcoming coronation. He claims he has heard many tales of what a wise and virtuous ruler I am and wishes to put his knowledge to my service. You're welcome. Alright, we've got some commands to end war. Send a letter to leader Utkarish commanding them to end a war of aggression against another of your bannermen. Due to the level of realm authority in the Stepstones, this command will not be legally binding. I guess let's try. I will of course obey your will and end the war as commanded. Please take this as a sign of my continued loyalty. Alright, cool, so we didn't even have to fight for that. And oh, looks like we just had a son. Maekar Targaryen. By my bronze bitch. Ooh, Maekar is good. It's a cruel name. He was a cruel king. He's infamous for it. And Daemon totally would still name a son after him. If like it was just him and some bronze bitch, so like he'd like overrule her. We are gonna go with Maekar. That's a good strong name. Now I usually do name them after patrons, so let me know if you guys would like to see that. I would still continue to do it in my regular games, but you know, just let me know what you guys think. Here's what we're gonna have to do. Split this in half. The hell you mean it's not big enough? Load capacity 4,200. Why can I not embark? No reason I should. There we go. I kneel before Septon, High Septon the 14th. As a host of lords surround us in complete silence, His Holiness the High Septon blesses me and places the royal crown upon my head, proclaiming me king of the Stepstones by grace of the gods. I am finally and truly king. So I got 150 prestige, 150 piety, and we've got an extravagant coronation modifier for the next 20 years, increasing vassal opinion and my monthly prestige. So not too shabby, I think. I think we can pretty much end it there. So in the next episode, we're going to get our army, make sure our army is settled in here. We're going to start doing something about the money because we are technically in debt at the moment, and that's not something you want to be. And then we'll figure out what our next move is. It's probably going to be the Three Daughters, but perhaps we could go after Dorne. Who knows? There's a whole world out there to be conquered. We just need to reach it and take it for ourselves, and maybe that would be enough to satisfy my branch of the Targaryens. Perhaps I could form a new branch, the Targaryens of the East. Maybe we can just take the Iron Throne and not be bothered with going east. Who knows? But it's going to be fun. I hope you all are excited for this campaign, because I sure am, and for this mod to be on the channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you're always notified whenever a new video goes up. I'm Conquering History Games, and I'll see you in the next one.